Why am I upside down? Why? What? So, what? There we go. There we go. Now we're good. They please. They them. Anyways, I am going to commit a crime, a violent crime. I am going to commit a violent crime against all shipping companies. Yes. Because how come that if I hadn't been constantly checking the tracking numbers for the shipments of my little pop-up shop products, then I wouldn't have been notified that they have all been rejected for exports. And then they're just being like held in a storage unit and have been held since the 19th of November because of stupid de minimis exemption got revoked after I sent them, but they only arrived to the US, or like they only arrived to like the thingamabob where like shipments are processed after the exception happened, even though I shipped it before that happened. So this is not user error, this is error of the fucking companies that took like months to take my stupid packages from one area to another, and now I gotta like refund 11 orders for my shop. Also, I have to suspend shipment to the United States. Also, let's not forget, apparently my microphone, my 3DO microphone, that I bought with the subathon money because it was a subathon goal, yippee, well, apparently it was supposed to arrive today, and apparently there was, quote-unquote, an attempt to deliver it. But apparently the driver didn't like think to maybe ring the bell. Ring the bell. Or I don't know, call like the little like administration office, you know, like the front desk of my building, and be like, hey, we have a package that the person that like we have to bring it to has to pay something, has to pay like a fee, an import fee. But instead of doing that, they just like tried once. They saw like nobody. They didn't talk about anything. And then they were like, well, an attempt was made. Yes, we didn't notify you of the attempt. The front desk didn't call you or anything. They didn't like notify you that someone was here with a package that you have to pay for. But anyways, we just came here, like, take a little look-see. Or like, yeah, okay, an attempt was made. So, yeah, fuck you. And now, apparently, I don't know what's going to happen with my stupid package of this very expensive microphone. Anyways, that's been my day. How are you guys been? And yeah, by the way, those 11 packages, those are like orders for my little pop-up shop. So I'm gonna have to like issue refunds and then issue a request to get refunds from the shipping company for the shipping. And I'm most probably going to have to repackage the stuff. At least the charms that come with cute little packing cards and stuff, because I know they're going to be dinged up to no end. I know that they are going to be really then why do you hit me? I'm sorry you hit me, but thank you for the 25 bits, questionable part. I'm very thankful for the bits, even though they hurt. They hurt. They're so sharp. But yeah. So, I guess they should probably contact me in some shape or form. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens because obviously they didn't give a shit about the package, or else they would have at least tried to be like, hey, can you call the stupid person that needs to receive the package? Also, why? There we go. Why? God. Wait! Oh my God! Thank you! It's... Oh my God, I wanna get into it. Thank you! Thank you! That's very nice of you. Even if they do sting. I think that one of them actually got him a nose. Well, I guess that is just life. I am going to have a very, very stern talk with customer support later on. But right now, we are going to continue on with some of the adaptable designs that are like little giveaway rewards. Aren't you guys happy? As I said, I am going to be raffling them out on probably like Twitter and Tumblr. Usually, probably not. No, not Tumblr. Probably Blue Sky, Twitter and Blue Sky, because I don't think that Tumblr really is that big on adoptables either way, like adoptable designs. So that's where the giveaway is going to be taking place, and yeah. I've been thinking that maybe instead of like doing like full illustrations right now, since I am very, very like delayed on some commissions, I should probably just like polish the sketches, color them, and then people can get the finished drawings later. But yeah, I don't know why shipping companies pretend to like forget to notify their consumers that something is happening with the shipments. Hello, Stefan. How are you doing? How are you doing, Stefan? Are you going to stream today? Well, what are you gonna do tonight? Usually you do stream around like 10 p.m.-ish, right? So yeah. Probably. What are you gonna stream? Are you gonna stream a game? Are you going to stream? Wait. Did I accidentally open a problem? Yes, I did. But yeah. I'm going to just like either art or a game. Are you gonna game it up? But yeah, I'm probably going to like just like polish the sketches a little. Also, I think I'm gonna redraw this guy because the style changes are very, very big, I think. I think that they are very, very large and that I should probably like get them to look a little bit more similar to each other. Also, let me expand this. I am not good at math. 4 or 500, okay. But yeah. That's what we're gonna do today. Also, I do need to stop giving myself projects because I really want to get back into music. Stefan! It's okay. I also give myself way too many projects and, I don't know if I'm gonna make up the deadlines that I decided for myself. But it's okay. Yeah, these are going to be the 3 adoptables. Ah! Thank you for the pets. Oh my god, that's so big. I really need to do the pet like gift thingamabob. It's just that for PNG tuber, you need to like separate the frames. You need to have like the separate frame settings and stuff. So for example, for the shaking hand, that is just like a plain PNG, and then I use like the PNG tuber plus settings to shake myself up. Look. Ah! I should probably invert it so that it actually, so that the cutout doesn't like look that much, right? Oh my god. But yeah, this is a new version of PNG Tuber Remix, so some of the animations are a little bit different because the physics engine sometimes is a little weird like that. But it's okay. Also, let me put up the audio window in here. There we go. And that way, I am able to like fix up issues. It was as well as I could get it to me. It's okay. Given that my Canon height is like 12 inches, that actually might be an accurate size. I am just a tiny guy. I am like shoulder sized. But yeah, due to like the mini-me's thingamabob, we may have issues with the merch. With like the physical merch stuff. I am still obviously going to be working on the merch behind the scenes. That is something that I am going to be working on for a while. But that does mean that I'm gonna have to like block orders from the United States, which is something that I don't want to do because I know that most of you guys are from the US. But unfortunately, I also don't want your orders to be held up by customs until God knows what. Also, shipment to like the United States has been like fully suspended by shipment companies here in Colombia, so I guess I wouldn't even be able to like send them out to you. Thankfully, the US is the only area with that problem. All of the areas that are in the US are exempt from like this problem, which is good. And yeah, I am going to like be working on this giveaway adoptable since, you know, even if I were to work on the merch, which by the way I did already like upload one mock-up to my shop. I do think that this will be like the first thing that you guys see, like the first like actual product and subathon reward related thing that you guys will be able to get a chance to acquire because of the current situation. I am really excited about the backgrounds that I have been drafting up. Once I'm done with stream, I'll probably send them out to subs chat so that the subs can see what I've been working on. Speaking of, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Destiny, for the 5-month subscription. Let's go! I am very, very glad that you decided to suffer for 5 more months. It really does help me out a lot. Yeah. For those who do not know or who have to like yet create a Discord account or connect it to their Twitch account, I do have exclusive channels for my subscribers on Twitch so that they can get exclusive info and deals and also get little sneak peeks of the stuff that I do. I sent out some whips yesterday. And I am hoping to now release more and more, especially now that my grandpa's sugar has been slowly being stabilized. Guys, I don't know why. I don't know how my grandpa got himself a stash of cookies. And I mean, I guess the cookies were like not the sweetest cookies out there, but still, he can barely walk. Somebody smuggled those in. He has a man on the inside. Or well, had, because I'm sure that my mom and my aunt will probably squash whomever was giving him cookies when he shouldn't have. Yeah. My grandpa, for those who do not know, is diabetic. And also has senile dementia. And also has mobility issues. Because of said diabetes and dementia combination. But for some godforsaken reason, he managed to get himself a stash of cookies, and his sugar levels went up to like 500. By the way, the recommended amount of sugar that should be in your blood should be around 90 and 100. Except the neighbor with a suspiciously jar of cookie shaped pocket. But yeah, so there are some times in which he is more lucid and in which he is more mobile, but most of the times it's sort of like a little bit loopy, a little bit out of it. He has some problems with like communication and with his movement, especially because he is turning 89 this year, December 7th, 2025. He turns 89. He has lived a very long life, and that long life usually was defined by him not taking care of himself. Because he is a man, he's a strong man, and therefore he needs no help, and therefore he doesn't need to care about his blood sugar or any of those stupid things. Until it came back to bite him in the ass. But yeah. I did know that he sometimes had cookies, like little small sugar-free cookies, because whenever I came out to visit, he would be like, hey, do you want some coffee and a cookie? Here, you take the cookies. But I was under the assumption that those cookies were safely controlled. That my grandma kept them under lock and key so that he wouldn't get to them. But yeah, last week's weekend, so that would be around the week of like the 8th, no, the 7th of, or the 14th. No, it was like it was definitely mid-November. My grandpa was feeling real shitty. He was feeling really bad, and we were like, oh, well, what happened? Did he maybe get something that was a little bit too sugary? Or maybe he just didn't sleep very well, because he also doesn't sleep very well. His sleep schedule is even more fucked up than mine. Well, we decided for just like his regular meal, he will have like a very small meal, and then we would check his sugar like always. He has his little pocket glucometer in which you have to pinch your finger, and the pocket glucometer just calculates the amount of glucose that you have in your body, and it was over 500. It was 501. The amount of glucose that you should have in your body should be 100. It should not exceed 100. And my grandpa's was 5 times as high. Yeah, and I don't know how he lived. Because honestly, over 500 qualifies for a diabetic coma. But I guess he was built different, because at his big age of 89 years, he was still alive. For some reason. And that sounds so bad. But either way, we did have some realizations. First realization, Grandpa doesn't yeah, Grandpa's just built different. Also, hello, Freak, how are you? Hi. By the way, congratulations on getting affiliate. Get yourself a shout-out, Freak. Give yourself a shout-out, Freak, and everybody clap for Freak for getting affiliate. Yippee! Yippee! Oh, you're not doing that? You're not shout-outing yourself? You're not shout-outing yourself? Well, guess what, bozo? Guess what? Whoa! Bam! Whoa! Everybody clap for Freak! So true, Stefan. Do it a second time. This time do the slash command because I don't know if that one worked. Do the slash command, Stefan. The slash shadowed command? Hey, really? Did that shadowed work? I love the emotes. They're so cute. There we go. I still need to fix my fix-it-up. I don't know why it's not working. I'll definitely sub to you week once I've got my finances fix over, because why the fuck my stupid microphone didn't arrive. Also, by the way, freak, I'm hoping to get that tasty founders badge. I like being special. I like having a tasty wasty first badge that makes me feel like I am one of the OGs. So I'm definitely going to subscribe to you. One day. Yes. I will subscribe to you. Yeah, let me see. I don't know why the slash shadow command doesn't work when it is sent by Mixitup. That is something that I have like checked, but for some reason it just doesn't work. Shadow. ASMR menu is should be put off for now. Comes Discord shadowed. There we go. Yeah, send shoutout. Is it because I need to send it as the streamer? Weird. Either way. I think that you deserve a reward and that you deserve a shoutout for being an amazing mod, an amazing friend, and also for reaching that goal. Getting affiliate is one of the harder things for like newer streamers. It took me a couple of months to get it myself. So you getting it that quick just goes to show that you are super cool and amazing and very good. Yes. But yeah, I am very happy that you got affiliate. And anyways, where was I? I was talking about Grandpa Ghost, yes. So we had some realizations about Grandpa Ghost and what he was doing. So, first of all, obviously he's built different, but that build different thingy is actually very very interesting because he also didn't change the needles for when he did like his glucometry thing. For those who do not know, usually the glucometry exam has two thingamabobs that you have to have in hand. First, it's the little paper strips that you use to put your blood in, and that is what you put in input into the machine so that it can read your glucose, and the others are the disposable needles that you use to prick your finger with. Yeah, he doesn't actually switch the needles, he just uses one needle until they're too dull to prick his finger. And when we told him that he should actually switch over every single time because that's unhygienic and he could get an infection if he used the same needle every single time, he was like, but I don't need more needles. I am okay with that one. Using disposable needles and changing them every time is just a waste of money. They're completely fine as is. Leave them be. So, yeah, we have now created a little system in which my mom or my aunt are going to be like, oh, hey, Grandpa, it's time to read your glucose. How about we prepare the machine for you while you wash your hands and stuff? And then they secretly switch the needle every time so that he doesn't get a stupid infection from using a needle for 100 million times. That is one thing. Another thing is that usually my grandpa was the one who takes care of just injecting his own glucose. That is something that we just let him do because he's usually very good at it. We hadn't had any issues with that. So we were like, oh, okay. Grandpa, maybe he forgot to take his glucose one time. No. He didn't forget to take his glucose one time. It's because apparently after some point, he decided that putting your little in. Why was I saying applying your glucose? It's applying your insulin. Either way, he usually took care of applying his own insulin, and he usually did it pretty okay. Like, there weren't any issues. His sugar was stable. Everything was okay. We were all happy until we realized that at some point, he decided that actually putting his insulin in the refrigerator was an optional step of the process. He shouldn't be refrigerating his insulin because why would he do that? Apparently that is something that he didn't know was necessary. So for the past couple of days, he had forgotten to put back his insulin in the refrigerator. Or at least that's our theory. We hope that he didn't do it consciously, but either way, he had forgotten to put his insulin in the refrigerator. And if you guys aren't aware, if you don't put your insulin in the refrigerator, it just expires way quicker. It becomes way less effective than if it was properly stored and refrigerated. So basically he was just applying expired insulin to himself, and that's why he eventually got to the level that he was that day. Since my grandpa is already pretty old and he has mobility issues, our insurance has him or has the address of my grandparents' apartment as an address where home visits should be prioritized. Because of course we don't want to have my grandpa move around places every single time, especially because he also has balance issues and a little bit of tinnitus due to age. That is just something that unfortunately we cannot that cannot be helped with. But the doctors went and took their exams, and eventually we were able to identify the problems, and his sugar was eventually stabilized. It did take a weekish of like constant doctor's visits to make sure that he was okay, that his insulin was gradually getting down, and of course a very strict diet so that his glucose levels would stabilize. But we got there, which is good. In other news, my dad is digging through the trash again. That's it. That's like the other news. Aside from like the package rant that I talked about at the start of the stream. But yeah. I am still hoping to continue to visit my grandpa every single Tuesday. Especially because, I don't know if you guys know, but for people with Alzheimer's and senile dementia and those degenerative diseases, it is very important to be constant and to have a set routine. So, my grandpa already has like in his mindset that I always visit him Tuesdays. So I want to continue on with the Tuesday visits and make sure that he's cool and so that we can chat. Chatting especially is very important. And I am hoping that one day we can like set up a date so that we can like go out. Of course, usually going out together to like take some coffee or go peruse some stalls. Thank you so much, Space Wizard. Also, hello, welcome. But yeah, usually scheduling a visit not a visit, but like a getaway. I don't know how else to call it. Usually that takes a little bit of time because my because my grandpa does need to use a wheelchair for long distances. He can walk with a cane, but he is still very wobbly, and it is best for long distances that he uses a wheelchair, even if he harums and humps every single time. Lucky my grandmother either forgot who I was or confused me for my sister. You see, Stefan, the thing is that my grandpa only got diagnosed with dementia like at the start of the year. It quite literally just started. And as much as I hate to admit it, it really has advanced real quickly because of an unfortunate like build-up of other health issues. Because aside from like the dementia diagnosis, he also had another medical emergency that affected his brain. He ended up having a facial infection that also affected his nerves, and did do some nerve damage. So yeah, Stefan, I don't know if you were there for that. But probably yes, but that was the time when I took like a really long hiatus in January and late December because we were not sure he would make it. He actually has like a DNR notice because the situation was just so traumatic that we decided, and my grandpa himself decided in one of his more lucid moments that if it comes to it, I'd rather just go than to like live my life as a vegetable because of nerve damage. But yeah. Even though the illness unfortunately does advance, and it has advanced a lot due to just like unfortunate circumstances, we are still like doing our best to mitigate the symptoms, and one of those things is to like maintain a good routine and also to still provide stimuli, whether that is he not reads, because reading can be a little bit difficult for his eyes due to the exhaustion, but so that he can like chat. He still sends emails to friends. He has friends in Argentina that he sends little emails and packages to. And he also likes to watch football, soccer, I mean. And of course, we talk to him, and he sometimes talks back, he sometimes just listens. But that is still very good stimuli for his brain. It does keep his brain active, which is something that you need to do if you have a family member with either kind of like degenerative brain disease. It does help delay the inevitable. Nah, say football. Or I guess football is so true. I still don't know why exactly American football is described football, because they only use the foot to kick the ball, like only 1 or 2 times during the game, usually in very specific situations. Usually they carry the ball with their hand, and that is very confusing to me. Guys, are you a football truther, or are you a soccer aficionado? In which side of the debate are you when it comes to football? Because Americans want to be different, of course. We use the imperial system. That's the only reason. Yeah, I still don't know why you guys never like transition to the metric system. I mean, I know that the imperial system is useful in some cases. But it is so weird. It is very weird. Also, I still don't understand why you just don't add the taxes to the price tags on stuff. I am bad at math. I don't want to do math when I want to consume. I may be a mindless consumer, but I want to be even more mindless, please. I like to not do anything with my brain aside from giving you the money. Thing is, if you go smaller than an inch, you go 2 centimeters anyways. Oh my god, that's so sad. That's so sad. Does that mean that if you go bigger than a foot, you go 2 kilometers? 2 feet, I mean. No, you go to like miles, right? What goes after a mile? What is like the next level after a mile? You go to yards. I mean, I like yards, they're nice, but yards? Oh, you go to yards and then you go to miles. Ah, what goes after miles? I am learning so much. I think that miles was the last thing that we learned in a mile is 2,000 feet. That is a lot of feet. That is a lot of feetses that you gotta fit. Oh yeah, I like this color pink for the eyes. It's cute, it's whimsy. Okay, but what goes after miles? Stefan, I need to know. What goes after miles? Is it Morales? I think that I'd like this one to be like a little bit tan so that it like contrasts with the apple crust thingy. Ooh, this color is nice. And then it's more like a cinnamon apple, kind of like. Oh yes, like a cinnamon apple. Kind of like a couple of freckles. Yeah, I like this color. It is really cute. Thank you so much, the mission! Why is my alert box not working? Why is my alert box not giving me like the monitor thingamabob? I cannot listen. Why is that? Okay, in the United States, American football is referred to as football. The term football was officially established in the rulebook of the 1876 college football season when the sport first shifted from soccer-style rules to rugby-style rules. Although it could easily have been called rugby at this point. But one of the primary opponents of the rugby-style game compromised and did not request the name for the sport to be changed to rugby. Okay, so basically they just said, "Nuh-uh," is what I'm seeing. Am I correct? They just went like, "Nuh-uh, we don't like that. Put it back." And that's why you guys have like weird names for everything now. I see. Sometimes ego can be a double-sided weapon. Indeed. Even I can get my own measurement correct. It's okay, Stefan. I never get any measurements correct. I am stupid. As for like the titles, I think that somebody asked me about the title. Was it Destiny or was it questionable Bard? I think that it was Destiny, but it's because I accidentally made the mouth wrong for my Live 2D model, so I needed to redraw that, and now I need to re-rig that. So yeah. I am going to do that. Not on stream though. I don't want to rig right now. Somebody save me from my misery. But yes, I need to do that, and that will happen. Indeed. Sandboarding. Start plugging dots. Not sure. But yeah. As for what I had scheduled for today's stream, so this adoptables, I don't know if you guys had seen Crony's close species adoptable video that he uploaded recently to TikTok/YouTube Shorts. But I'm going to talk about my own original species, which I decided that it would be funny if these adoptables were like the first of the revamped measure of like the close species thingamabob. So both. Basically, close species slash original species are something that are very, very DeviantArt inspired. This is something that comes from the old times, from the old era of the internet. But basically, it is a type of like original fantasy species that you create, and you are the only person who can create those species. Hello, kid. How are you doing? Wait, I cannot call you kid. I already have my friend Kit. Can I call you Chan? Or can I call you 95? 95. Kyugo. Yeah. I'm sorry, I cannot call you Kit. I already have a friend that's called Kit, and it will make me very confused. You know, like how sometimes I confuse Chaos and Ashman because their names are blue. Kitchen's biggest fan! Kitchen! Wait, Kitchen is so cute. I love that. I love that. Hey, I already told you guys I'm stupid. If you guys stick around after I already made my disclaimer, then that is not my fault. But hello, welcome Kitchen, and hello, Kitchen's biggest fan. I hope that you are Kitchen's biggest fan. I hope so, because Kitchen is super cool. Thank you so much for giving away a little bit of your soul to become a wisp. I know that usually your souls already are owned by Kit after you join his cult, but I'm sure that we can have like some sort of like split custody, you know? I think that we can get away with maybe me having you on weekends and Kit having you for the rest of the week. But thank you so much for following and welcome. I hope that you guys enjoyed this stream. I pretty much just started. It's only been an hour, and I usually schedule my streams for like 4 hours, 3-ish hours, depending on the day. So we could totally raid out or catch Kid's stream later on. I think that he is streaming Water Park Simulator today. Which is really fun. I love his Water Park Simulator streams. But moving on, as I was saying, original species are sort of like custom species that you create, and then you're like, this is my super special little guy, only I can make super special little guys. Hey, whoa, there clearly says you only take a portion of our souls. Have you been No, I have not, but you know, it is very difficult to split a soul, and Kit takes your whole soul, whilst I only take a portion, so I'm gonna have to do the splittings with... I will discuss the splittings with Kit. I'm sorry, no problem, it's okay. I mean, I would never come between you and Kit. Kit's biggest fan, I'm broke. I know my place. And I would never save an extra soul power. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't know about Frida. Frida can do whatever she wants. You know that I'm her slave. If she asks me to save on a little bit of extra souls, then I am obliged to do so. It's in our contract. But yeah, basically you just created your own special little guy and said, I am the only one that can make this special little guys. And they sold for a ton of money. And as a delusional 10-year-old that I was, when DeviantArt existed, I also decided to make my own little special guy account. Not account, close species called plushy monsters. Plushy monsters. And this is like the concept of the revamped version, but in their lore, they're supposed to be sort of like a mix between a childhood plushie and also an imaginary friend. And also dream catchers / dream eaters. That's sort of the concept. So basically, their natural form, their little plushie monster form, is this one. And they are just cute little guys that form symbiotic relationships with human children. They disguise themselves as little plushies or make themselves look as little plushies like this to attract kids and so that they can be like adopted into a family. And when they are in a new home and have already attracted a host, they start to like eat off their nightmares. And also they can transform into their human form and become sort of like imaginary friends / kind of like spirit guides of sort. And usually this is good and this is nice and everyone is happy with that arrangement. Except when the plushy monster decides, actually, what if I start eating up all of your dreams? And not just dreams, but also nightmares. And also, what if I start scaring you and making you go a little bit insane so that I get tastier and bigger nightmares and sustain myself better? So, they start off as like symbiotic, but as the child grows up and they start getting less and less nightmares, or their nightmares start becoming like less tasty because the imagination of the kid or like their fears start dwindling as they grow up, they can become parasitic. Usually they don't, but sometimes they do. That is sort of the concept that I made. And even though I do say that they were my own little close species, I eventually decided, like, hey, I'm just gonna open them up. Everyone can make a plushy monster now. And yeah, these are just going to be given away on Twitter and on Blue Sky as a thank you for both 300 plus followers. And I like this one to be a little bit more orange. And also for the success of the Ghostathon. You're looking at my childhood plushie in the corner of my room and my like of nightmares and dreams. See? It's working, Young. Your relationship is so healthy. But yeah, I really like the concept of plushie monsters, and that was a concept that I had since I was like a baby. Since I was a baby ghost and I was just starting out as a character designer. And they did have a very like goopy monster form, like when they became parasites, but somebody once said that they looked like No Face from Spirited Away, and then I became nervous and I decided, okay, I'm not going to like an evil monster form then. Because I'm scared. I'm scared of being sued at the ripe old age of like 12 years old. I think that I still have the documents. I sent them to Flopsy. For those who do not know, Flopsy VT is an ASMR VTuber that I am friends with. And she is a Velveteen Rabbit. And I sent her like the old plushy monster document that I created. And she really liked it and I'm glad. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that this was a revamped version that I made when I was like 14 years old. Yeah, 2015, that's, oh my god, 10 years ago! Yippee! Happy 10-year anniversary! I gotta go, no problem! We love Flopsy! Yeah, we love Flopsy so much, and no problem, Kid's biggest fan. I hope that you'll have fun at Kids' stream. I will be popping in later for sure. Whether I raid out or just pop in to say hi, I'll think about it. But yeah, we love Flopsy in this house. Please follow Flopsy if you are down to clown, and also if you like content, whether it is ASMR or playing games or I believe she also builds Gundams, so if you like that, that would be very nice. Yeah, this is my old DeviantArt account, my second DeviantArt account. My first DeviantArt account was closed because they made it when I was 11. And they closed it. But yeah, as you can see, this is the old biography of Plushy Monsters. I am currently revamping the lore because I really want to reboot them as an open species that everybody can make and that everybody can enjoy, because I really love the concept and I love to see interpretations of Plushy Monsters. These three are sort of going to be like the soft reboot of them. I am going to create little Plushy Monster versions of these as I go, and that way I'll sort of explain the rarity of the features. Feature and sort of like accessory rarity is also something that happens with original species. Let me see if maybe sushi dogs are still a thing so that I can show you a rarity chart. But basically, with original species, especially ones that are close and that are super expensive, there's something called rarity, and basically they choose types of like traits from their species that they want to make more or less rare, and that means that they are more expensive or that they're more exclusive. Hello, Destiny, how are you? Hello, welcome back. And yeah, this is like the most I don't want to say the most infamous, because I'm pretty sure there are more infamous. Squadra, congratulations on your 7 stream streak. That's amazing. But they were one of the more populars in my time, or at least the ones that I wanted the most. I know Crony maybe has a water dog. I didn't know about water dogs, but I don't really know much about I don't really know much about water dogs and what kind of rarity Crony's water dog is like. I really want to ask him if he still has it. Yeah, terms of service, database. They did make a website. Blah, 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 blah. But there must be a rarity chart somewhere. If not, I'll try and see if maybe I can get the Annie rarity chart. For those who do not know, Annies are also a closed species created by an artist that I really admire called Yamiel. And unfortunately, Yamiel's fate is unknown. The last update she did make, according to Crony, was that unfortunately the cancer that she was battling with became worse, and she had a flare-up, and that's the last we know. But okay, I couldn't find sushi dogs, but I could find like the Annie rarity chart. So basically, Annies are little species. Look, they're so cute. They are sort of like nymphs or fairies, and as you can see, you've got like common, uncommon, super rare, mythical. This is like blessings, aka the types of like themes that they have. So some have like multiple themes. Another have like statues, which is the type of creature or element that they're based upon. As you can see, they've got like their little rarity charts. And they've got pupils, and as you can see, some have round pupils, some have shaped pupils, some have glowing pupils, and some have even animated pupils. And as you can see, this is an example of a big, like, Annie. I assume that this is like a very cool mythical Annie. Also, guys, ads are going to start in 60 seconds. If you'd like to skip ads, please consider subscribing. But if not, that is not a problem. We will still be taking a small 1-minute break where you can play words and I can refill my water. Yes, I'm going to drink water this time. I don't want to drink coffee today. Because I took my new meds today, and I want to make sure that I'm not drinking anything that could like dampen them, and also I don't want to get a tummy ache. But yeah, this is sort of like how rarity works and enclosed species, and I also have my own little like rarity traits in here, and they all have their little lore. Subscribbles are awesome, so true. They are premium. They're not. They. Blah, 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 sorry. Fun fact. Actually, each one of my subs tiers has like their own little special name. So tier 1 subs are called spirits. Tier 2 subs are called specters. Wait, no, I have it all wrong. Tier 1 subs are called souls. Tier 2 subs are called spirits, and tier 3 subs are called specters. Yes. That's basically just like the power level of your little wisp. Yes. I would like to create a more detailed chart of wisps, especially because I did say that I wanted to update the wisp stream avatar so that they're more detailed. Ah! Thank you so much! Thank you so much, Destiny, for the 5 subs. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful, and also that makes you started. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I am going to also create a more subscribbles. Honestly, subscribbles is an amazing pun, Destiny. They're that's such a cute pun. Yeah. I like to do a reference for wisps, but for now, this is sort of like the lore that I had made for a little plushy monsters. And you know, the whole thing about rarity that I thought up is that basically the more rare the character, or the more rare the plushy monster is because either the material that they're made of or the material that they use for their little glamour stuff is more rare, or because they resemble plushies less and less. They become more creepy and not as, I don't know how to say it, but not as appealing to children, so it is more difficult for them to survive in the wild and get themselves a host. I think that I'm going to remove the gender traits though. That is just something that I did when I was like really into Pokemon, but I think that I could just like switch that up. I don't think that the gender of the plushie monster should change much. But yeah, we had like clothing patterns, we had rears, we had like little head accessories and growths. We even had like personality or nature rarities, which I thought was cool at the time, but I may also be removing this because I want people to be able to customize their own little plushy monster to something that they like, to something that they want to do. I also have some old plushy monster designs that I did sell as adoptables when I was a wee child. Let me see if I can find them. Gifts, fan art, miscellaneous. Look at my old stuff. My old art. Isn't it so nostalgic? I know that I have another one, but I don't know where it is. Oh, it must be in the sold chart. Yeah, this one. This was a Noti A, which means offer to adopt. But yeah, as you can see, these were winter related. We had a snow deer and we had a festive deer. Sort of like Rudolph and like the regular white deer. And we've got winter deer and festive deer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Festive Deer was sold and Winter Deal was the one that wasn't sold. Whoops. I'll have to change that. And they had like their own little traits, and as you can see, they had their own little like trait rarities, and this one was like the first blushy monster I ever made. I'll probably redraw it and like send them to the owners because they're like common plushies and I like to have them. And who was the person who got it? Oh, dang it. It's a closed account. I'll have to do a little bit of sleuthing. But I was really interested in creating plushie monsters and expanding on their lore. And now that I am actually into... Holy shit! Hype train, when did hype train happen? I didn't know it. Thank you so much for the hype train! But, holy shit. Oh, I forget that $20 is not that much. I'll probably revamp Winter Deer and make it cuter. But anyways, now that I have like my own little like world lore, I have my own little universe all in my mind, that I want to make physical, that I want to make public to the world so that people can create their own little headcanons. That's way too orange. Oh, way too red. That one's better, like a more set color, like that. I'd like to start with blushy monsters and sort of show them off, especially because they are related to another type of species that I want to create that are going to be just also open, but also just like not really something that I would make adoptables for. Rather just a project that of like a sort of like pseudo species. Yeah, I'm very excited, especially because blushy monsters is something that has always been on like the back burner of my mind, something that I've always thought about. And Crony's video, even though like we had already talked about close species, it's reminded me that hey, I actually gotta get into actually finishing up these adoptables, working again on the lore, so that I can get them out, especially because these are supposed to come out on autumn, and autumn is ending soon. Autumn is ending, I believe, mid to late December, as far as I'm aware. That's how that's how what's it called? Seasons work. I usually follow like the solstice dates. I Google them and I put them on my calendar because, as you guys know, I am from Colombia, so I have no idea when seasons start or end in different areas of the world, due to the fact that we have no seasons, or at least not the same types of seasons that other people have. Instead, here in Colombia or in any tropical climate countries, we have usually just two types of seasons, which is dry season and wet season. Not wet, humid season. And they can change pretty often throughout the year. Sometimes we have like two humid seasons and two dry seasons. One is dry heat, one is dry winter, and the other one is it's like dry humid summer and humid winter, sort of, but also not quite. It depends a lot on the region. I may just be talking out of my ass, but I do really like engaging on seasonal events, especially because when you don't have to deal with the problems that seasons have, like for example having to switch out your wardrobe every single season, or having to deal with allergies, or with seasonal climate and weather changes that might be annoying, like heat waves. Well, heat waves we sometimes have to deal with. That is unfortunately something that changed after climate change started becoming more prevalent. But the like distinct imagery that seasons have has been something that really fascinated me since I was a little kid, and I like making seasonal adopts that relate to either events or just themed things that happen throughout the year because it's cute and I like cute stuff. I may consider myself a cute connoisseur. Yippee. And thankfully, autumn has been extended a little bit. I always thought that autumn ended like in the middle of November, but apparently it ends in the middle of December, so that gives me some time. I only really realized that autumn ended that late into December because I did some time in Canada. That sounds as if I went to jail. I did not go to jail. I just did a residency in Canada. And I was able to experience autumn and winter. A little bit of like late summer. Not too much summer, but enough to like experience the last of it. So I know sort of when summer starts and ends for Canada, at least the British Columbia section of Canada, which was where I mostly stayed. Where I wanted to be cream so that I can add bright red and yellow and red accents to the outfit. This is supposed to be like a tanuki. So you've got the little leaf, and I want more maroonish kind of reds in here. Or maybe the smaller leaves could be red. And this can be more like a bright reddish orange. Ooh, too bright. That already borders neon. Do you guys know that brown actually as a light-based color doesn't exist? Brown can only exist in the context of other colors. Because technically white and black aren't considered actual colors in like light color concepts like the RGB scale context. Brown technically cannot be created, so you would not be able to have like neon brown in the way that you can have neon red, neon orange, neon blue. Why is that? Because brown is just very, very dark orange, red, or yellow. So the only way that you can create brown is if the other things around the brown are brighter in color or brighter in light level than the color, like the brown itself. And I thought that was very interesting because I do believe that brown is a color that is so common in the real world, which technically works by RGB rules, that we forget that it is actually very difficult to create in the context of like a computer. Due to again that factor. And well, computers and screens obviously have like their own little complex calculations to make sure that you are actually seeing the color that you input, but it can be difficult to calibrate screens because of those nuances that colors have. Whenever I get a new screen, whether it is like a new screen tablet or a new or a new TV or a new computer, for example, since the Ghost of Fun funds are being allocated to getting parts for a new computer, for a new and improved computer. I also have been looking at screens a lot and how much like pixels do they have and what their color capacity is. The first thing that I do is calibrate them, usually compared to either one of like my old drawings or to an actual piece of paper or printed or my prints that I have on file. So that way I can make sure that the things that I draw or that I see on that screen are as accurate to what I want them to look like in real life. And that is something that as an artist people don't really talk about as much. There are a ton of beginner artists that don't think about calibrating their screens to make it as accurate as possible to their drawings or to the style that they want to have. Because I used to be friends with a very, very light pastel artist, one that has a very, very bright color palette, so much so that sometimes I had to lower my screen brightness a little. And this color palette is cute. I'm gonna steal it. It's more chocolate brown. Frida. No. Frida, no. Frida is trying to eat my pen. But when I told them about how I was having so much trouble calibrating my screen, they're like, wait, you calibrate your screen? That's something that you have to do? I was like, yes. Yes, indeed. That is something that I do very often. And then they had like this realization moment that even though they still draw pastel, the reason why people often complain that they couldn't see their drawings, that they barely could see their drawings, it's because their screen settings were set up so weirdly. Usually the presets don't really think about artists, but more like the regular consumer, usually meant for gaming or for watching videos. So they don't think about how it's going to look like. But either way, when they recalibrated their screen, their drawings were still pastel. Like, that was something that they intentionally wanted to do and that they wanted to showcase in their drawings. But now their drawings were way more readable. Let me make an example. So, these are my little characters. These are my characters. And this one already has the color palette though, so we're good. And hi, Frida. Thank you for the kiss. Oh, not this one. Not the raccoon reference. Identity saturated colors. Is my art too bright? I do think they're bright, but I don't think that they're like too saturated. But you could always do a calibration test on your screen. I could maybe send you in DMs the pages that I use to calibrate my screen, because there are websites created by photographers or by illustrators that are specifically made so that they can calibrate their own screens. And I have become really, really fond of one of them. I usually use... Oh, Stefan, you shouldn't use full saturation ever in art. No, Stefan! Don't do it! That's not... You may have to recalibrate your screen, Stefan, because there are better ways to reach that level of, like, brightness without having to use the fully saturated colors. And using, like, full saturation on everything actually makes it harder to shade things, because it is more different to find the shading color. Yeah, basically, the person that I was talking to had their drawings, usually they look like this. And the art was gorgeous, but it was not readable at all. Actually, it might even be a little bit more different. Let me see if I can actually change the level so that I can recreate that. Okay, it wasn't that bright. Okay, it was like this was like the color palette that they usually use. Or that they used to use in that time. I don't know how they're doing. I'll probably check on my old DeviantArt account and see how they're doing. Oh my god, Frida, why are you licking my screen? I know that they look delish, but you shouldn't lick my screen, Frida. And well, their drawings were so pastel afterwards, but they were so much more readable. Now my eyes didn't burn whenever I saw them. But yeah, Stefan, let me send you the page before I forget, actually. Let me see. Boop. Yeah, I always do that, and sometimes it takes me a full day. It sometimes takes me a full day to calibrate my screen, even with references and with Frida, your tail. I usually take a full day, sometimes even more. I think that for this gaming computer, it took me a while because the saturation on gaming computers is actually factually insane. Because they're made to make the games look as vivid as possible, but I don't want that. I don't want them to be like as vivid as possible, because then I wouldn't be able to see very well. I wouldn't be able to see shit. Or my colors wouldn't be as accurate, and they would probably look really, really dull, usually. Because I would have to lower down my saturation a ton, when I actually like my drawings to be bright and beautiful. I'm playing the new Pokemon game. Ooh. And what? That's CA, right? ZA. The one about the French. You know, I haven't really played any Pokemon games after Sun and Moon. I think Sun and Moon were the last games I played. Blanket, you wouldn't like that I always have my Discord on light mode. It's okay, Stefan. I have my Twitch on light mode. I simply cannot judge. Z. Of course, freak. ZA. I cannot judge you, Stefan, because I have my Twitch in light mode. And apparently that is a great crime that should be punished. I have a ton of stuff in light mode, actually. Light mode is my average is my average setting. I think that it's just because since I was raised with like everything on light mode, dark mode wasn't really a thing until like the 2010s. So only after a while I started getting used to. Get so mad when I click a help link for Twitch and it's black. That's why you should use Twitch on light mode, freak. See? That is a reason to switch to light mode. If there is any. But yeah, there are some pages that I just refuse to have in dark mode. Just like how there are some pages that I refuse to have on light mode. For example, YouTube. I still use YouTube on light mode. I will never get away from light mode YouTube. I don't care if people hate it. Light mode YouTube is my baby girl. I know that people like moaned and whined for YouTube to have a dark mode, but honestly, now that YouTube music is a thing, now I want light mode YouTube music. I don't like that YouTube music is just pitch black. If I wanted pitch black, I would just go to Spotify. And even Spotify has light mode, by the way. I can see past your faults. No! Shut up! Light mode is the OG. Light mode is the OG way of seeing things. I am just the people. I think that you guys already know that I am actually 300 million years old, so I am used to things, to how they were when the ball was still a new invention. And I think that we should respect each other. We should respect our preferences. What if my eyes are used to light mode? It just means that I am used to books. Books are printed in light mode. Nobody's asking for dark mode books. I hate that YouTube flashbangs me when I open the app. It's not that I have it on light mode, it's just that it has a white screen for 2 seconds. Huh, interesting. I wonder why that is. I know that some apps do have like the loading screens. My TikTok has it because I don't use light. I use like the regular TikTok app. Since I also upload content. But usually the loading screen should be the same color as the mode that you have it with. I just tested my YouTube app and the splash screen is also in dark mode. See? That might be weird. The mission, I don't know if maybe it could be an update problem or maybe a cache problem. But yeah, usually splash screens, take the same color of the app that you're using. I just opened my YouTube and it's the same thing. The only one that doesn't fit is Twitter, but that's because Elon Musk's Twitter likes being special. So it's just my YouTube that hates me. It's okay, the mission. YouTube hates everybody. That also might be it, freak. You might be correct. You might actually be onto something, freak. Because that is an option. Oh, this is actually so cute. Look, this is a blue, but since it is surrounded by browns and by oranges, it looks gray. And it looks gray because it is right beside, like, a ton of browns. But if I put it beside something like a green, bam, blue. Actually going to make it just a little bit more blue, but that is too purple. Yeah, since orange and blue are complementary colors, if you put like a grayish blue or a grayish orange beside their complementary, they're gonna look gray. They're gonna look like a true gray. Especially if you don't have like another color to balance that out. My device is set to dark mode, but I have YouTube set to dark mode instead of match, so it shouldn't be doing that. But then again, I don't use YouTube so often, so it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. me up the saturation just a wee tiny bit. But yeah, this palette is gorgeous. So pretty. I do think that the cream that we used could also be used for this very, very subtle. Thingamabob. But yeah. Honestly, I don't see why people hate light mode so much. And I know that people can be like used to one thing. Like, of course, I am a light mode truther and a dark mode truther depending on which app I'm in. But it all has to do with like which mode you're used to seeing the most, right? You would think, but I think color theory has something to say about that. I'm not sure what. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I find it interesting. I think that the reason why I like light mode so much is just because I'm used to seeing black text on white pages. So I am not going to be as freaked out to see that on a web page as if I did with like black text and white pages, because white text and black pages, because usually white text and black pages means that I'm in a creepypasta website. I'm sorry. I may be too used to being creepypasta fandom. Actually, I think I want the blue to be on the bottom. But yeah. The white mode / dark mode debate is something that has fascinated me. Especially because, again, I was raised with light mode pages. Light mode was usually what the internet looked like way back when. I think that we played Kinito Pet on stream one time. And that shows like old web pages. But I did find it interesting that so many people just hated light mode after dark mode was first introduced. Even when like it was still like a shiny new thing, people still then suddenly decided that now dark mode was the way to go for some reason. I don't know. It's interesting. I guess people just like being dark and edgy sometimes. And that is okay. I support my dark and edgy wisps that put everything on dark mode. You know, another thing that I've been thinking, like besides from adoptables, I really want to do another YCH. I know that my last YCH didn't do as well as I expected it to, but I still want to do another. I like making YCHs, and I like putting Hugo in little costumes. Colombia. What do they say in Colombia? Well, we're Spanish. No, we're not Spanish. We use Spanish, so you know. We use color with an O because we're a phonetic language. Thank you so much for 10 months, Hybrid. Thank you so much. Thank you. I owe you everything. Battle Royale. Cause we're 2 steps away from a real disaster. 2 steps away from a real disaster. Should slow down and pray. Okay, this is cute, I think. Forgive them. Repent, 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 repent. Cause we're 2 steps away from a real disaster. This song still is so interesting to me because I never expected Shaggy of all people to have a religious song. But I guess it does exist. I guess there's like a first time for everything. And this is my first religious Shaggy song, I think. I think that this is a solid plushy monster design. It'll look better once it's cleaned up. I know that it looks creepy, but then again, plushy monsters are kind of creepy in concept. Also, I need to make the shirt design for this one. Again, this one's an apple, so it's gonna have like little apple themes. And you know what I want this shirt to be? It's gotta have a little worm design pattern. Because you know the apple has a worm. The apple has a worm. The apple has a worm. It is funny when some people see their word spelled color and they'll say it's different even though the pronunciation doesn't change that much. Written as spoken here, it should be kala. 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 You know, it is funny because the reason why they removed so many U's on the, like, American English is because of costs. It's always because of capitalism. They stole the U's from you because the U's are too expensive. Well, the real reason is because, usually, print presses, I believe they set their prices by a letter rather than sentence. So just adding the U's to the word color seemed redundant, and is way easier. It would be way better if they just like remove the U, since the pronunciation is already there. As the screen is suddenly like darker. I don't mind it though, it is cute. Maybe I should make it pink, that way it like draws back attention to the eyes. Oh, I see why. It's because this is set to multiply. I accidentally put it on the bare page. Now, let's make it pink. Let's make the worm pink. They can either press the word color 5 times or press the color 6 times for the same price. Capitalism obviously chose the latter, yeah? And hey, it is so interesting. It like shaped an entire language. And I think that's really cool. By the way, I have a really fun idea for the phone backgrounds. And it's gonna be like long Frida. It's just gonna be long Frida. One of the backgrounds is just gonna be Frida going all over the place and being long. Long Frida. Frida, the long way. Yeah, and I think that she really fits like that simple design of like flat phone backgrounds. Some people like more complex phone backgrounds, some people like more simple phone backgrounds, and I think that I want to experiment with both types, like either give Frida or Ghost or Hugo like a more complex background, and the Wisps and the other Frida background can be a little bit simpler. Yes, Fleek. Wait. Can we get a long Frida background in the style of the Snake game? Your mind is immense, Freak. I'll try. I'll see. Also, Stefan, I sent you on Discord DMs the screen calibration pages that I use, the ones that have like the sample images. Thank you for the lurk, Space Wizard. I hope you have a nice time. I think that the worm shirt is actually perfect. And then the worm can start here. The worm can start here. It can be various worms. You don't know how many worms there are in the shirt. This shirt can contain multiple worms at a time. You know, I like making like this very whimsy, very cute designs. They warm my heart. Yeah, the bear already has like his own little design elements. So it's good. And just blah 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 blah. They died. Got like 3 very distinct designs, I think. Very cute. Now we just gotta make the blushy monster variants for the first 2 designs. The ones that were created as regular characters but then became blushy monsters overnight. Yes, 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 yes. So for this one, I do think that she would be like a smaller blushy monster. Blushy monster sizes obviously also change because, you know, there's like keychain size blushy monsters for like plush keychains. Then there are other types of blushy monsters that are like regular plush size, and then there are jumbo plushy monsters that are like big ass plushies that you can get. Yes. Fun fact. My childhood plushie that was given to me when I was a baby was ripped apart by my childhood dog, Coco. He killed a lot of my childhood plushies. And there was this commercial or this show about a plushie or toy hospital. I don't remember if it was a series or a commercial. But when my dog killed destroyed my favorite childhood plushie, which was named Teddy, obviously. And also it was a ballerina Teddy. It was a ballerina. And I made the dress. I made the dress for that Teddy. My grandma and I made it together. But anyways, when my dog destroyed my Teddy, I went to my parents with the scraps of the poor little teddy bear plushie that was ripped to shreds, and I was like, "Mom, Dad, you're gonna take Teddy to the hospital? Yeah, you're gonna take it to the toy hospital, and she's gonna be okay, and you're gonna fix her." And they're like, "Of course, Ghost, of course we're gonna take Teddy to the toy hospital, even though she is definitely irrecognizable, but we will definitely take her to the toy hospital, and she will get better, and you will get your plushie back." Guess who didn't get their plushie back? Guess who never saw that plushie again? Teddy was never seen again. I mean, I guess it's also my fault because I forgot about Teddy. don't even remember how they managed to make me forget, because I was asking about Teddy for like an entire week. I was asking about that stupid doll for at least a week, if I remember correctly. And yeah, I just forgot about it one day. I don't know how long it took me. Teddy ran away to live on a farm. He went to a farm upstate. Haven't drawn plushy monsters in such a long time that I don't even remember how exactly I should make like their proportions so that they have like that like little sort of like uncanny valley look to them, but that they still look cute. They gotta have the eyebrows, so the eyebrows are very important. But yeah, fun, a little bit like unhinged fact that I made for this close species when I was like 14 years old. You know how obviously button eyes are usually sewn in, right? But blushy monsters don't have sewn in button eyes. Their button eyes are just not are just completely seamless. So some kids actually think that the button eyes are loose and that they need to be sewn back in. The plushy monsters are blinded. Yippee! Yeah, this one doesn't have any like animal ears or anything. It's just a little guy. And I do believe that this one would be like keychain size, like a little keychain that you just have with you. My threshold, threshold, my threshold. You know, like a little Appley guy. I will never forget about that one plushie I had of a killer whale that disappeared between moving houses. To this day, I can't figure out how it happened. How it disappeared. You know, here in Colombia, we have a superstition and a tradition. Well, I really like a superstition. I know those motherfuckers are real. Which basically means that some houses just have elves. Or they have, like... I guess the more technical, like, definition would be like fae, like fairies, but we just call them like elves or dwarves. That is like the correct like the direct translation. But basically those are just like little fuckers that steal your stuff and move shit around. And even though you look through everything, through your entire house, you basically fixed and affix everything, one day the stuff that you lost suddenly appears in like plain sight. It's just there. They just leave it there. And then you look like you're stupid. But you know that you didn't even leave that thing there. Because you didn't. You look through that area like a million times and then boom. So, fun fact, when I was little, my parents were like, Ghost, you need to clean your room before we go out. And so I cleaned my room because I was a good little autistic kid, and we went out. And when we came back in, my room was in fucking shambles. It was even worse than how it initially was when I hadn't cleaned it up. But I swore up and down that I cleaned that stupid room. In fact, I know I cleaned that stupid room. I know I did. I know that it happened because I was so tired after I cleaned the room that I just slept all the way through the car ride when we were going, like, I believe my grandparents' house or something. Anyways, I know that that room was clean when I left the house, but then when I came back in, it was even worse. It was like as if a hurricane had passed through and destroyed all of my work. And my parents were like, Ghost, we told you to clean your room. Why is it even worse than when we left it? Than when we last saw it? But I cleaned it. I did. I promise. And I knew those motherfuckers did it. They did it! And they did it just to see me suffer! So, yeah, anyways, years later, I was in high school, and for my, I believe I believe it was for my 15th birthday, there was a Maroon 5 concert, and my aunt and I were like, okay, for your 15th birthday, Ghost, we're gonna go see Maroon 5, and we actually bought VIP tickets. And, well, my aunt had her own ticket, so she just got hers, and then I got mine, and the day of the concert, even though I had put the tickets on my cabinet, on my little nightstand, so that I could find them easier, suddenly those tickets were nowhere to be found. I couldn't find those tickets to save my stupid life, and I missed the concert. I was so sad because my mom and I turned my room upside down. We emptied everything. We took away all of my stuff, and we put it on the living room to make sure that we had searched the house thoroughly, or my room thoroughly, because we knew it was in my room. And we couldn't find those tickets. Those tickets weren't in my room, ever. Guess what we found 3 months later, just like propped up beside some frames that I had? Guess what stupid thing I found months after the concert had ended? And I showed it to my mom, and I showed her where they were, and she was like, huh, those weren't there before. Are they used or anything? Maybe somebody stole them? And no, they were unused. They didn't steal them to go to the concert as a VIP. They stole it for shits and giggles, and then we were like, yeah, those were elves. Stupid elves stole my stupid Maroon 5 VIP tickets just to see me suffer. Oh, I also lost my first phone, which was that little Nokia brick phone that only works for calls, messages, and playing Snake. And I just lost that phone in my bedroom, and I never could find it. We never found that phone, but I know that it was in my bedroom. I just don't know where it went. It just disappeared into the ether. Those elves are probably so happy playing Snake with my childhood phone right now. But yeah, we later moved into another house. Well, not house, but apartment. And things never got lost ever again. So obviously it was because our old apartment was infested with elves. And that's why everything got lost, and we found it months after. And by the way, I was very, very, very organized. Yeah, I think this is a cute design for a plushie monster. I actually really like this one. It's so whimsy. It's so cutieful. Like, look at God, wouldn't you want to have this little guy as a keychain? Very evil creatures, yeah. They're evil creatures. You know how in Home Safety Hotline we had the Hobbs, and the Hobbs were like super cool and kind and sweet? I had the opposite of Hobbs. I had evil Hobbs that took my stuff away and liked watching me cry and suffer and get grounded because I didn't do my chores even though I did my chores. I had evil Hobbs. I had both. I had that. Hey, it's so interesting because there are so many unexplainable things that happened to me when I was a baby that I just have to believe, even if it is weird, I just have to believe at least a little bit on the supernatural. Some stuff just simply cannot just be normal. Like, some shit has to be, mischief. Very mischief. I'm gonna ask Sumi if she knows anything about my old Nokia phone. Though I don't think she's the type of fae I'm looking for. Would that be insensitive if I asked the fairy about a different kind of fae? Some stuff just has to be mischief. And you know, I like being a little whimsy sometimes. It is cool to be whimsy. Even if that leads me to stupid elves taking away my stuff. Oh, this is the cutest littlest guy ever. I love this. I love this guy. Bohemia. No, this one is pretty straightforward. I think. Not today. I love this song. It's so good. The Tick Tick Boom movie adaptation of the musical is actually really good. I would recommend it to anybody who likes the original. Teddy bear? Yeah. This was always meant to be like either a $1 action or a giveaway adopt, so I'm glad that it's probably going to go to a very loving home. Especially because I've teased this one a lot, specifically. But yeah, so basically, I'm gonna explain a little bit about the trades. Ooh, ad break starts in around 30 seconds. Yes, 30 seconds. This time I will be getting some water because I forgot to get water for the ad break. But yeah. I'll also be putting words. War time! Yes, for copyright reasons, this isn't a bear. This isn't a bear. It's just a guy. It's just a blushing monster. It's a blushing monster. But yeah, basically the traits of the blushing monsters are just meant to be like appealing and cute most of the time. Some blushing monsters do have like more macabre tastes, so they are different, but those are more rare because of course children are less prone to choose them. But they will find their fit one day, I'm sure. So these plushies are like very like cute common stuff that you'd see. So this is just an apple theme, a little like raccoon and maple leaves, like a maple raccoon. And this one is a teddy bear, but it also is like chocolatey. I wanted to like base it off like candy hearts, like truffles. So very sweet, very nice. Okay, ad break started, so I'm gonna go grab my water. Yippee! What? Why am I upside down again? Why am I upside down? This isn't real. Why? Why? What the fuck? Okay, so now it's just... Why am I upside down? What is with this glitch? Why this glitch specifically? Rito! Bum, 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 bum. Hey, little girl with a cash to burn. Return. Oh my god. Hello? Why is it now just decided it won't work? Okay. What? Fuck you too. Oh, so now you're just being like, why do I look so... Bam, 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 bam. Woo! A little girl looking for herself. The stripe, this American man. It's gonna take guys to feel my pain. Why? Why is this happening? Why? Why? I'm trying to fix it and you shoot stuff at me. Woo! Why? Frida? What do you do? What do you do, Frida? I know you did something. Hey, little girl. Frida. What is happening to me? What is happening to me, Frida? Woo! Why am I upside down? Yes, I would like to quit. I'm quitting. I guess I'm Australian. Freak! I'm Australian now. Why is this happening to me? And the worst part is that it is just the model. It's like, what is happening? Why is everything suddenly upside down? Hello? Maybe something to do with... Can can somebody please clip this so that I can put that on like the on the PNG tuber plus like on the remix troubleshooting thingy? Because this is not supposed to happen. I'm sure that you guys are shocked and aghast, but this isn't supposed to happen. This isn't intentional. Okay, let me see. What if I use one of my toggles? No. Wait. No. What? Now my toggles aren't working. What? Guys, what is happening? Alt F1. Alt F2. Okay, so Alt F2. What the hell? Are we okay? Why? Mini view, sprite view, bottom bar. I'm okay without the bottom bar. I guess we're just upside down today. You know what? Sure. The toggles aren't working. The model isn't working. The nothing is working. Is it because it isn't getting my keyboard? No. It's just the problem. Why did you suddenly decide you don't want to work? Just asking a regular question. Why? If I rotate the OBS, I look weird. OBS is somehow involved. Maybe. Yeah, look. If I rotate it, it looks weird. I look weird. I look weird. Ugh. Do not do this, children. Do not. I mean, I guess it could be OBS, but if it's OBS, then why aren't my keyboard inputs working either? Yeah, it's inverted on the y-axis, not on the x-axis. And it is specifically the PNG Tuber Plus window, but it is like weirdly upside down. For some reason, filters maybe? Is there a filter? No, there's no filters. Transform. Flip vertical. Okay. I still don't know why the inputs aren't working though. Yeah, these are just not working. I mean, not even the shaking one. For some reason. It does say that I need to restart my computer. No, I don't want to update Windows. I don't want to update Windows. It scares me. Okay, now it started working. Okay, the rainbow effect is... The rainbow effect is not working as intended, but that's an easy fix. Oh, it's because they removed the rainbow? Oh, the rainbow speed. Okay. Did the kerchief also change? Because I'm not able to, like... Yeah? Just do something. Well, this isn't a blanket ghost stream without a little bit of scuff, am I right? Am I right? Ugh. Yep, the birthday hat is somehow not working for some reason. I guess, no birthday hat for me. Yeah, no birthday hat, I guess. I am forever, whimsyless. Yeah. I guess we're... I guess this is what we can do, and sometimes what we can do is the best that we can do, so we should leave it alone and not worry about it. Scuff is a must. Maybe once I switch to a, to live TD, it will be less scuffy. I say with a very doubtful tone. That is if I finish rigging the darn model. It's the season to... Man, orange caramel surely was a thing of its time. I miss orange caramel. It was such a good subsect. Like a subgroup. And that's what people mostly don't realize, is that orange caramel was a subgroup of after school. Still, orange caramel. I actually preferred orange caramel over after school. I wasn't a very big after school fan. Maybe that's why they disbanded. Because I didn't support them enough. Oh. What's wrong, Frida? What's wrong, baby girl? Vengo de la montaña. Frida's asking for her second dinner, and it isn't even 11 p.m. How cooked am I? How long until she decides I will be her second din? I give it 40 minutes. No! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna be eaten! I'm gonna be eaten up! Should I add something else? Maybe not. Let's keep it simple. Oh shit. I forget that this is just a little guy. This is just a nippy little guy. Me when I'm just a nippy little guy and I wanna eat. You know, I will be missing some people when they go out for Thanksgiving break. I always forget that people in the US have Thanksgiving, and then when I ask them to like make plans, they're like, well, I'm sorry, coach, but I'm gonna go Thanksgiving with my family. And I'm like, oh yeah, that holiday does exist. For some reason. But it is so funny because I always think that November is the nothing month where nothing happens. Because it is true, nothing happens here in Colombia in November. The only thing that happens in Colombia is like, I don't know, flacassery, I guess. And then the only times I remember that there is indeed like a holiday that people celebrate, it's usually when I am like, hey, since this is a nothing month, let's just schedule something. And like, oh, this isn't a nothing month. This is actually a very not nothing month. One thing I do like about Thanksgiving is that people do Thanksgiving not Thanksgiving but Black Friday sales, because Black Friday is the week after Thanksgiving, if I remember correctly. And I like that. I like Black Friday sales because it doesn't matter if I do not celebrate Thanksgiving, it still applies to me. I am hoping to buy that vacuum cleaner that I have on my throne because Frida's shed has been shedding a lot. And my lungs are starting to suffer a little. And I don't want to become allergic like my mom. I know that it isn't really allergy because if I were allergic, it would have already like shown off symptoms. It's just that sometimes so much hair gets into my everything. It's in my mouth, it's in my nose, and it's in my clothes. It is in my hair. Sometimes I find it on my fingers and toes. So I would like to reduce the amount of hair that I find everywhere in my house. Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Yeah. I don't know much about Cyber Monday. I just consider it like an extension of Black Friday. It's like Black Friday plus. But I am glad that I am able to indulge in capitalism for a weekend. And I am already looking for beautiful, beautiful discounts. I love discounts. I think that we're done with the sketches. I think that these are all pretty good. Look at them! They're so cute! They're adorable. I might switch up the palette of the plushy monster version of this one a little bit. But they're so cute! They're so cute. Look at them. Yeah, it's still really, really funny that even though we do not celebrate Thanksgiving, we still get Black Friday here in Colombia. Or, well, we call it Black Days, but it's the same thing. It's just Black Friday. Hello, capital. No, wait, no. Yeah. Capitalism is only good when it benefits me. You see, it is only good when it does only benefit me. It doesn't matter if it benefits anybody else as long as it benefits me. Because everything has to work in my favor and everything has to be for me because I am a special little baby. I am the most specialist person ever. Right? Yeah, you guys totally agree. Totally. I gotta gas myself up or else I'll get like purchase anxiety. I'll be like, but what if I need that money later? What if I suddenly become broke because I bought something? Because I committed the horrible crime of buying stuff that I may or may not need. But what if? What if? You don't get it, guys. It's so stressful. But yeah, I'm looking for deals. I'm looking for deals. Hopefully very, very cheap and very nice. And I'm gonna be honest, I may not even buy the vacuum because I saw something that I decided would be much cooler to get. Wait, what the fuck? This is like super inexpensive and very versatile. Wait. No way this is real. No way this is real. This must be a scam. This has to be a scam. There's no way something is this cheap. Oh, this is a generic one? No, I'm sure that these are scams. I'm sure that these are scams. No way. No way this is real. I do not trust these deals. They seem too good to be true. Of course, the first result that I get is like a very expensive vacuum for pet hair. Specifically for pet hair. They know that I am drowning in cat hair right now. You know, I try not to buy from Amazon because I am aware of like the stuff that it funds, but sometimes you can't get any other shit if it isn't in Amazon. I may actually be getting like one that is for like cars. I think looking for one that says just like vacuum for hand vacuum is worse than putting vacuum for cars, because the pocket ones are just like car vacuums, or at least that's what they seem to be quoting here. Or they're called nano vacuums, you know, because they're modern and cool. It is very funny though, because some vacuums, like big house vacuums, are actually more expensive than the hand vacuum. Wait, no, are actually more cheap. They're cheaper than the hand vacuums for some reason. I find that very interesting. There's less than 50,000 pesos? No way. No way there's... Oh, wait, because we're on discount time, right? Like, there's no way. Let's see. Soshitaki. I love Kiko. I wish I was more in the range of the songs that Kikuwa creates, but my range isn't that much. Yeah, look, this is a regular vacuum, but for some reason it's like below 100,000 pesos. Like, that is not real. I would like to get one that is less than that. Yeah, as you can see, most of these are just like regular vacuums. And then the hand vacuums are more expensive than these ones. For example, this is like the one that's for pets. And it is more expensive than this regular vacuum. Yeah. That's very interesting. Ghost, I'm tired. The 1,000 pesos one is just a picture of that vacuum statue. I'm sorry, Destiny. I hope that you feel less tired soon. Get some coffee! You should get some coffee right now. Yes. Get coffee. Drink coffee. Enjoy coffee. Coffee. You know, it is really funny because I watch Markiplier. I used to watch Markiplier even more before, but I still watch Markiplier. I watch him. I enjoy him. I enjoy his content, but I never really watched Jacksepticeye that much. I never really like knew about him nor watched him. I don't know why. It just was something that I didn't really like think about watching. I watched the videos he did with Markiplier, but I was like, just didn't really call out my attention as much as Markiplier did. But I recently realized Jacksepticeye has his own round of coffee. He has his own coffee. And what I want to know is, where does he get his coffee from? Ethically sourced, specialty made specialty coffee. Okay, but where is the coffee from, Jack? Where is the coffee? We need to know. The world needs to know. Where do you get your coffee, Jack? Classic coffee. Ew, decaf. Yeah, decaf. What the fuck is this? This just smelled like midnight oil, twilight medium, I guess medium roast. Yeah. Chocolate, molasses, and brown sugar. Ooh. I wouldn't like this coffee. I mean, it is a good flavor. It's just not something that I like. Like, the flavor profile, I prefer more fruity coffees. But, I mean, I know that people enjoy some chocolatey, caramelly coffee, but I am not one of those people. I like my coffee a little bit more sour. Okay, ingredients. Arabica coffee, yes, but where do you source your coffee? Where do you source your coffee, Jack? Mr. Septic Eye. Sean, if I can call you that. Where does your coffee come from? If you are willing to share the secret of where your coffee comes from. Maybe about us? Maybe in facts? On those gift cards, coffee, shop, blog, creator program. Ethically sourced. Yes, but what are your suppliers?
FAQs.
Hello,
coffee
Frida.
sourcing.
I cannot hear her. Why can't I hear her? Oh, I think it's because I opened OBS before I plugged in my ear headphones. It's probably that. Fax coffee sourcing. Get fax coffee sourcing. Any source of places apparently depending on availability. Coffee. Coffee sourcing. Okay, but where? Where are those farms located, Mr. Septiceye? Where is it? Where does it come from, Mr. Sean? Sean, I need answers. Open me. It says that we need to open. No, I will not buy coffee unless I know it is Colombian. Sean's story. Okay, that just brings us back to like about us. Footprints, stay up to date. It is a very cute branding. I'll give them that. But if you don't tell me where it comes from, I will not buy it. Wholesale, maybe? Maybe. Ethical coffee come from many places. But Beverly Hills, California, damn. Still. I don't know, Sean. I cannot simply support a coffee company that doesn't support Colombia. Specifically Colombian coffee. I don't care much about a lot of stuff, but I do care about Colombian coffee. I mean, I do care about Colombia, just, you know. Okay. Suddenly, I am taken away by the Colombian thought police. I forget that this guy is just multiply layer. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think I should redraw this one? It's just that it feels like it doesn't look similar to them. Maybe it's like the face proportions. I don't know. Guys, I don't know. I don't know what to do. What do you guys want to do? You know what? I'm just gonna save this, and instead we're gonna do something else. And this is something that I've been wanting to do because I forgot to do it. I had like that doodle done for a while, but I forgot to complete it. And that is a portrait that I wanted to give Crony for his birthday. I mean, there's a ton of stuff that I was going to give Crony for his birthday, but I forgot. Because a lot of stuff happened. But, yeah. This is like, I wanted it to be the same style of, drawing that I did, the profile pictures that I did a while ago. If you guys don't know that, they look, like this. Very cute, very simple, and easy to make. But yeah. I think that it would be nice, especially because the profile pictures that I am created, that I am drawing for the Ghostathon third place winner is of the style. So it would be good practice. I mean, I will be doing that one on CSP. I am currently like trying to make sure that all of my new drawings, so the ones that I haven't started yet, are all made in CSP, so that I can start the transition as smoothly as possible. But all of the stuff that I started in Medibang, I'm gonna finish in Medibang, because the brushes aren't the same. They're similar, but the algorithms that they use to create the stroke and how the textures blend isn't the same. Also, fun fact, something that I noticed recently, my Twitter likes are somehow not registering. Because I noticed, well, I was looking at my Little Like Crony and Yomi whip. Not the one that I uploaded recently, but the one that I uploaded a couple of days ago. I noticed that the liked comments, and I liked all of the comments, just simply weren't there. I mean, the comments were there, but the like that I gave them wasn't there anymore. So I was like, huh, that's interesting. I wonder why that is. And then I noticed that also recent tweets that I thought that I liked just weren't there anymore. And that wasn't on mobile. I know that my mobile reception can sometimes be a little bit patchy, but it wasn't on mobile. It was things that I had done in desktop that didn't translate somehow. And I found that to be extremely weird. Because usually, Twitter is usually the more stable of the websites that I use. It hasn't been down for a while, and I usually use websites that aren't the most stable websites in the world. Like, like Archive of Our Own. When Archive goes down, everyone knows. But yeah, I wonder what's up with that. I know that I was shadow banned for a little bit. I don't know if the shadow ban has already gone back down or if I'm still shadow banned. Hopefully I am not shadow banned. But just in case, I'm gonna look up if I'm shadow banned. Twitter shadow ban test. Maybe I am still shadow banned and that's why my likes aren't registering. I wouldn't be surprised if I was still shadow banned because I like a ton of like pro trans rights stuff and a lot of like leftist slash like Palestinian rights stuff, which Twitter owners specifically, Twitter doesn't like that, so maybe that's it. But I also like interact with a lot of art and a lot of like VTuber stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I do hope that I am not shadow banned. Because unfortunately for me, Twitter is where everyone is at. Okay. One cat or ghost. Check account status. Possible visibility restrictions. Tweet visibility. This account's tweets may have limited visibility in timelines. Posts with certain keywords are less visible. Based on comparison with standard accounts, this account may be experiencing minor algorithmic limitations. Okay, so basically, I am still shadow banned for some reason. Well, I guess, fuck my stupid buck of life. You know, this is why I like Tumblr. No algorithms. No stupid visibility rankings. No anything. Just me and my blurbos in one space. And every tag is like fully categorized. Tags are used for categorizing things instead of for like engagement and stuff. By the way, that is true. If you spam post on tags, prepare to be blocked. I will block you if you spam post in any tag that doesn't pertain your post. And that counts for anything. For example, I was recently just checking the Twisted Wonderland. Not the Twisted Wonderland, the Azula Shingrotto tag. Azula Shingrotto is a character in Twisted Wonderland. The anime recently came out, but I have been playing the game for a while now. So, basically, I was checking the tag, and then there was this person who was like, "Hi, this is my new character. I'm new to Tumblr, and I wanted to like, do this little like Yume shipping center of insert stuff, and I don't know who to ship her with. If you guys could, would you help me?" And I was like, "Oh, okay. This is just like a kid. They probably don't know how the tagging system in Tumblr works, so I'll just like let it go, and be done with my stuff." So I just continued scrolling, and I, did the same stuff. And then I went another day, and they had posted again the same message and the same thing. Again, the post had nothing to do with Azulash and Grotto, the character. It was like General Twisted Wonderland. And again, they were like, "Hey, I still haven't found a character to ship my character with. Could you help me, please?" This is like directed to me specifically. It's just like a regular casual post to like drive engagement. And again, I just like was like, okay, they're still there again. They don't know the tagging system. I'm gonna give them some grace because everyone is young. Everyone has started out from somewhere. But then I saw the third post again with the same stuff, and this isn't like I scrolled far down enough to see the old posts. These were recent posts. It was just like the same post, reposted multiple times, or with very small edits. So I was like, kid, I really didn't want to do this, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to block you, because the reason why I follow the Azulash and Grotto character tag is because I want to see Azulash and Grotto. And this isn't like Instagram or Twitter, in which like related tags sort of like sort themselves. No, this is a very strict tagging system. If your post has nothing to do with one thing and you tag it that thing, people are gonna be mad, because that is just not how the website works, and it fills it with clutter. And people block very liberally on Tumblr, which I think is very good. I think that people should learn that the block button, blocking someone, isn't as bad as people make it seem. People should be allowed to block just because they find someone like mildly annoying, or because they're cluttering their dash. I do not take blocks personally, and I don't think people should do so either, unless they're like, having a fight or whatever. If that is like something that happened, well, that is your own personal problem. But sometimes blocking just because you want to defend your peace is like, whatever. I don't mind that. That is a culture that I enjoy, because it really is just like keeping in your own lane. And unfortunately, I know that people are gonna learn the hard way. Like, somebody's gonna like have to like, I think that when the mass Twitter migration happened, when people were leaving Twitter for Tumblr, people made guides for how the tagging system works and regular like Tumblr etiquette. But yeah, I'm sure that they'll learn eventually that Tumblr just doesn't work as like any other social media in terms of like engagement and tagging and that kind of stuff. And it may be a little bit mean, but sometimes you just gotta curate your dash with what you like. I'm not really on Tumblr to like engage in conflict. I'm just there to hang and do my own thing. And I think that the less seriously people treat like social media, and they have like this more like chill attitude towards it, they will learn that sometimes stuff online doesn't need to be like the end all be all for everything. Sometimes people use social media to relax and to just like disconnect. And that's cool too. Ad is going to start in 1 minute, so feel free to grab a snack, grab a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever you may like. I need to refill my drink again, so I will be putting up the be right back screen and I'll be back. I want to make a comic because Crony was the I believe that it was for the birthday stream that I asked Crony, "Hey Crony, what does your hair taste like?" And he told me about like the piss tasting hair lure, and now I'm just thinking because of the birthday costume and because my character is like on the little fluff, I want to make a comic where I try to eat like the little cotton candy thing or the little icing on Crony's hair, and it just tastes like piss. I think that would be very funny. Una llamarada cuando me pedimos llamas de nuestra mirada. Yeah, I really like Crony's birthday design. It looks so cute. Honestly, Crony's outfits just hit so hard. They are very difficult to draw a lot of the time, but I think that even if they're super difficult to draw, the amount of detail and the amount of love and thought that is put into all of the designs is just amazing. It is so great. And I am surprised that Crony still uses DeviantArt to get designs and adoptables. I decided to leave DeviantArt because one, they are an Israeli company, and two, they are owned by Wix, that is pro AI and AI art. So DeviantArt has become just like an AI slop dungeon. Yes, exactly, the mission. You get it. But yeah, I am surprised that Crony still uses DeviantArt, but I know that some artists still use it. PvP, which is like an artist duo of sisters, they still use DeviantArt. And they still have their small business based on DeviantArt. And that's fun because I love their design, so sometimes I check in on them. But yeah, I don't really enjoy DeviantArt anymore. The whimsiness has escaped. The community that made DeviantArt so great migrated long ago. But yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I have to go to the bathroom, and I'll see you guys after ad break. Holy moly. Congratulations. Congratulations on getting to level 2. Wait, oh my god, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it that the song that we just heard was actually a proto song that's based on Palestine. I knew that Multiviral had a lot of like anti-war messages and highlighted some areas where violence happened, but I didn't remember Multiviral being actually about Palestine, which is great. That song bangs so fucking hard. But yeah, that's cool as fuck. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, from ad break. I hope that you guys had some time to rest up. But I think that it'll be like about. I'll probably end stream a little bit earlier today. My throat is not feeling the best, and it may be probably because I didn't warm up. And I haven't spoken for this long in a while. Thank you so much for the stretch, Lee. Also, hello! Long time no see. I'm so sorry I haven't been to streams recently. Is this a... well, our time zones are very different. We're like 12 hours apart, if I remember correctly. But I have seen the VODs of your D&D campaign on my free time. I listen to them while I draw, and it's getting so cool. It's so interesting. I love D&D campaigns. I love listening to them, and I really like the ambience of yours. I have recommended it to some of my friends that also want to do like D&D campaigns on stream, like you guys have been doing. And yeah, I also have gotten them into watching them. I've been so bitch socially, so I've just been a lurker recently. It's okay. It's okay. Honestly, I think that everybody has sort of been like dead recently. I have been trying to be a little bit more active, but I die inside every single time. And every time a streamer doesn't like read stream for some reason or whatever, I'm like, oh my god, I am the most annoying person in the world. Also, I have just been exhausted, but that is for another reason. That is for medical reasons. Yeah, I have been trying to be more active recently, but it is very exhausting. The amount of spoons that I have for socializing are so little that I just have to limit myself to just a couple stuff before I disintegrate from exhaustion. It's okay. Actually, the reason why I was so exhausted, I ended up like having like a very chronic exhaustion period. It was because apparently I have something called chronic iron deficiency, and it was basically that my iron reserves were really, really low, so I was very exhausted constantly. But now I have medicine. I am taking medicated iron supplements, and hopefully that will help with my energy. It's really funny because it truly wasn't just laziness or depression or anything like that. It was actually something like a medical physical problem that was very difficult to find, because usually people, when they think about iron deficiency, they think about the iron levels inside your blood samples, but apparently there's also iron reserves in your bones that you have to check out. Hello, Teddy! How are you? Hello! Welcome! Oh my gosh! Hello, Seven! Welcome! wisps are being obliterated on screen. Let me give you a shout out real quick. There you go. Hey! Look at that. Look at your wisp. It's so cute. And since my stuff is just being weird right now for some reason, I'm also going to give you like the regular shadow thingamabob. How have you been? What do you do? What do you chat about? Yes, you gotta take care of your wisps. You guys are so mean. My poor little wisps. Shaking my head. But yeah, what do you guys do? What do you guys talk about? You watch memes and TikToks? What memes and TikToks? Do you do like Battlefield? That's... Oh my god. I don't play that much FPS games because I have like some issues when it comes to like nausea and motion sickness. VTuber cringe has been very abundant recently, and as I have told my friends before, I may not get involved in drama, but I am a chismosa and I like chisme, and I just like lurking around and seeing all of the VTuber drama implode in people's faces, and then I'm just like, wow, interesting. People really haven't grown up a lot. The maturity levels sometimes aren't very, very high in some people. No big funny moments. Big funny moments? It was nice. Oh, I'm glad. Then again, some VTubers that I really, really like watching is... is Chibitoki. I love Chibitoki. She's just so chill. And I love her chaotic moments. And I like her especially because she and I have one brain cell. I like hanging out with single-brained individuals because I am also a single-brain-celled individual. So I can enjoy my time. I think her Halloween model was scary. It was so cool. I loved it. I love when people make Halloween models. Also, yes, Teddy, I am a chismosa. It is genetic, actually. My dad is actually the biggest chismosa of the household. He actually loves chisme, and even though he is so quiet and he's like, oh, I don't like to get involved in that stuff, he is listening. He is listening and he is watching. And the funniest part is that whenever I get packages, he is the most excited to open them. Sometimes I just am like, sure, Dad, open the package, it's okay. And whenever my mom is talking on the phone or something, my dad and he like smells that something dramatic is happening or that my mom is being relayed some drama, he just like looks at me and then points at my mom and then hides on the corner of the wall as if he was like a cartoon character to listen in. He truly lives for the chisme, and unfortunately I inherited it. I inherited that. My dad is the opposite. Yeah, that's the thing. My mom actually doesn't like getting involved in stuff that much. She is, even though she's the more talkative of the two, she is actually pretty on her lane about shit. But my dad somehow really loves listening. He doesn't get involved either, like, he doesn't really like interact much, but he likes being on the loop. He likes knowing what's happening. And even though my dad claims he doesn't like my grandma, aka my dad's mom, so his mother-in-law, he constantly is on calls with her because they are both chismosas. They're both chismosas and they both relay their chisme to each other. Again, he says that he doesn't like her because she is nosy, but pot meat kettle. They are the exact same amount of nosy and chismosa, and they love sharing chisme through the phone. I'm like my dad, but I know all the workplace drama since my buddy. She always tell me to drama. Yeah, it's always essential to be in the loop. I mean, he is in the loop about stuff. Whether we like it or not, because he loves being a little snoopy. He likes snooping around. Maybe that's why my mom likes Snoopy so much. Snoopy the dog character. It's because it reminds him of my dad, just because of the name. Because my dad snoops. And Snoopy is like, you know, another way to call a snooper. Somebody that snoops. Maybe that's like... You can never be too old to indulge in some gossip, so truly. So here's the thing. The reason why I am a chismosa and the reason why I indulge in so much chisme is because people think that quiet people are somehow also deaf. They think that just because you don't speak much, you are simply not listening. And that is wrong. That is incorrect. I listen. And if you say something around my vicinity, I will hear it. And I have very good hearing. I can hear from like the other side of the house if you're not careful. And whenever kids in my classroom were like sharing gossip, we're sharing chisme, they would do it beside me thinking that I wouldn't be hearing, but I was hearing. I was hearing everything. And I internalized it and I became addicted. I ended up developing a chismosa problem. And now I can't stop. Every time my mom starts talking on the phone, and since the walls of our apartment are pretty thin, I just like hear it. It's not that I want to hear it, it's just that my ears hear it either if I want to like try to ignore it or not. So if I'm gonna hear it either way, I might as well pay attention. So I decided that I didn't choose the chismosa life. The chismosa life chose me. And if you're good at what you do, then I might as well take advantage of it. Yeah, we were given ears for a reason. I was given ears, I was given eyes. And of course, I would never choose to use my chismosa powers for evil. But just so you know, I am always aware, I always know. If you think that I don't know something, you are wrong. I know, and if I don't know yet, I will learn eventually. Yes, this is a threat. So if I may learn eventually, you may as well just tell me. Me justifying frying for more chisme. But again, I didn't choose to be this way. I didn't choose this life. It's not that you can never unlearn, especially from those friends that overshare. Oh, I have so many friends that overshare. I have so many friends that overshare everything. I have learned things that I wish I didn't learn. So, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I don't know if you have like cis gay men friends, like gay men, cis specifically. Trans men are definitely more private, but cis gay men overshare a ton. And they give you a lot of details that are a little bit TMI. And that I wish I didn't know. There are some things that I'm better off not knowing. Like, I didn't need to know about the orgies they had. I really didn't need to know about the orgy hierarchy that they have in their friend group. No detailed explanations about their sex life or kinks. That is something that I don't need to know, that I don't need to learn, and honestly, I wish I didn't. The reason why I am so savvy about sex stuff is because I hear, I listen. It is both a curse and a blessing. Sometimes one more than the other. Yeah. I don't have as much lesbian friends as I have gay friends, but there is a difference on the amount of oversharing and what they overshare. And I think that is very interesting. Somebody should, like, categorize that. But yeah. Sometimes drama just comes to me. And sometimes it comes to me, like, really late. It comes to me, like, so late that it was happening. And, hi, Seven. My queer friend is a virgin. I wish more of my queer friends were virgins. I didn't need to know so much stuff about them. I mean, I am okay with, like, hearing that, but I mean, like, did they need to? I've been binge watching Hello Boss and Housing Hotel. I haven't watched Housing Hotel. I watched the first season of Hello Boss and then I dropped it because I didn't like how they were, like, glorifying Solos's character. And sort of, like, brushing off the abuse that he inflicted upon Blitzo. Or, like, the power dynamics that they have, because it was indeed, like, a very Top Gun dynamic. But, like, I can like Top Gun, but if the people, like, actually recognize it, they need to, like, know what they're writing. And I don't know if it is, like, a Brandon Rogers problem. To be honest, I don't even think it's a Brandon Rogers problem, because Brandon Rogers is very good at writing very morally corrupt characters, but still humanizing them without, like, being, like, I don't know how to say, like, defending their behavior. He doesn't defend their behavior. He justifies it, but he doesn't defend it. I think that's what it is. But somehow in Hell of a Boss, the more the series progressed, it's sort of like they lost the plot. And I don't know what happened there. Maybe it's the combination of, like, Brandon Rogers and Bibsy Pop. Maybe it's Bibsy Pop. Maybe Brandon Rogers changed his writing style and I didn't notice because I haven't really seen that much Brandon Rogers stuff lately. But, yeah. Anyway, I really liked Hello Boss, and I watched it mostly because I like Brandon Rogers' style of humor. It is very funny. But yeah, I think that I also got very educated on, like, queer sex themes. And that is something that I'm thankful about. Was because I was part of the sort of, like, Stonewall gay gay diversity group in university. I was part of the staff, so I had to do a lot of stuff. I actually was, like, the lead graphics creator, and I did plan some meetings, usually about, like, well, my own experience as asexual, and something about, like, gay history and gay art and stuff like that. But of course we also held seminars about, like, reproductive health and safe sex measures for queer people, which is very important. And sometimes those resources aren't as available to people as we think they are. Even if we have the internet right now, it can be difficult for some people in certain environments to get that kind of support. So, even though some stuff is definitely TMI, I don't mind. actually, it is really funny because some of my friends think that because I'm asexual, I'm gonna have like a more objective opinion on stuff. Season 2 had a huge decline in emotion. It made me sad. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't really watch all of season 2. I think that I only watched like a couple of chapters and I dropped it because I didn't like the direction it was going. But yeah, unfortunately, sometimes shows um end up shooting themselves on the foot. Maybe there were some narratives that weren't just like that well implemented, and the show declined. But I hope that, well, honestly, I don't know if they can fix it, but if there's ever like some sort of like rewrite, or if they want to like retcon some stuff, I'd be more than happy to see how they handle it. But yeah. I did really like Hello Boss's run, and I am glad to see at least Hello Boss thriving still. I don't know about Hasbing Hotel because I don't watch Hasbing Hotel. And apparently some of the narrative choices in there are a little bit dubious. So I don't think that I should judge, since I haven't really like interacted with the media enough to actually know what I'm talking about. I may be talking out of my ass. But yeah. So I think that once I'm done publishing this fan art, I will be seeing who I can read out to. My throat is already getting pretty sore, and I'm probably going to take some cough drops or make myself some honey tea, some ginseng and honey tea once I'm done, because I don't want to lose my voice. Especially since I do want to like go back to my regular streaming schedule, and that also means that I gotta get used to yapping a lot again. But yeah, let's see how this looks. Aww, the blorbo. I love this design so much. Crony really cooked with this one. I wish there was more like pastel core elements, but hey. Are you gonna watch season 2? I don't know. Maybe if I have the time, but I don't think so because some characters are really pissed me off. Like, and you know, usually when I watch shows, they either should piss me off for like a justified reason. But yeah. Yes. Yes, the mission. I will drink tea and not coffee. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Am I missing anything? Why do I feel... Oh, I know what I'm missing. I'm missing like the little thing over here. The thing is that sometimes I'm scared drawing like the little stitches and crony because I'm scared that, or I'm afraid that it would just overpower the drawing. And you know, sometimes it's just something that you gotta think about. I think that I'm done though. So let's see who I can rate out to. Yippee! Let's see. Let me just put my just chatting screen. Boing. Boing. What? Stupid. Stupid. There we go. Let's see who we can raid out to now. Shaking my head. Basically, Stolas lost his powers as he let Blitz use the Grimoire, and his daughter hates him now, and he is living with Blitz and Luna as of right now. Huh. That is interesting, but if Stolas doesn't like step the fuck up, I will not probably watch it, because Stolas started from my favorite character to my least favorite character in like the span of the first season, which, you know, was sad. But let's see who we can raid out to. Yippee! We've got Maple. We've got Salu. We've got Packet. We've got Crony. We've got Stefan. We've got Coco. And we've got Iron Mouse. Should we rate Crony? Seven says that we should rate Crony. By the way, this is the raid message and the raid message for subs. Thank you guys so much for coming. And if you aren't on the Discord server, please consider joining the Discord server so that we can get some updates. We can chat. You can show me your pets. You can even promo your streams. If you're a streamer, I have both social promo, stream promo, and art promo. So if you do any of those, feel free to promote your art there. Also, if you join the Frida cult, you'll get Frida pictures. Exclusive Frida pictures of her torturing me. Yeah. I also do sometimes share some news, some goings on regarding my stream schedule, or just like general updates on either business or art stuff. So if you're interested in that, also feel free to do so. And if you are not interested in following my Discord, but you are interested in seeing other content, here are my socials. I am Blanket or Ghost in most stuff, except for YouTube, in which I am the Blanket Ghost for speed paints and regular videos, or Blanket or Bots in my bot channel, where I upload VODs. All VODs. Also, please remember, if you join the Discord, you have to have DMs from same server activated, or else the bot won't be able to verify you. Hehe. I'm sorry, but there have been some bots attempting to join the server, so I have been holding off on removing that feature. I'll do a small fix of that later, because I know that some people don't have DMs activated for anybody for privacy reasons, but that is something that I needed to do for now. Yeah, freak, I'm sorry, but my throat kind of hurts. Also the mission, I'm not reading out to Iron Mouse. She is streaming peak though. No, we're not doing that. Anyways, since Seven suggested it, let's just raid out the Crony. Nah, I'm not raiding Iron Mouse. You know what? 10 gifted and I raid out to Iron Mouse. How about that? Yeah. Oh, Crony is actually playing It Takes Two with Froggy Hoppins, and we will be actually doing a peak collab with Froggy as well. I mean, yippee! We'll be doing a peak collab early December. What? God damn it! God damn. Fine, we're raiding to Iron Mouse. Fine. I guess. We're raiding to Iron Mouse, everybody. I will. Now I really do want to end my life today. Again, raid message for subs is like this one, and I have like limited slots for some commissions coming. So if you're interested on any commissions, either emotes, slash badges, or stream overlays, feel free to check out my card and region. The overlays right now are in sketch format because I need to experiment a little bit, and they'll, once I like get more proper practice, they'll go up to like fully personalized ones, and they'll become a little bit more expensive. But yeah, also my shop is still open. Remember, stuff for the unfortunately US orders are suspended until further notice. And I am pissed off about that, but it's not my fault. Right, Crony? She'll hardly notice. It's okay, Destiny. I did say, I am a ghost of my word. I did say that 10 gifted subs and I'll write to, Iron Mouse, so I guess we gotta. I know that Iron Mouse won't, like, notice. I'm, like, 100% aware of that. It is so funny. Oh wait, Crony? Never mind. Iron Mouse has rates disabled right now. Iron Mouse has rates disabled right now. I mean, if you want to like rate a big VTuber, technically biggish VTuber, Maple is an art VTuber that has super cool art, and right now he has like 75 viewers, and Crony has 79 viewers. So I guess if you want to rate out the big VTubers, you can rate out to Crony, or we can rate out to Maple. You know what? I believe Maple is streaming Wednesday. I'll rate out to Maple Wednesday, and I'll rate out to Crony right now. Since people are suggesting Crony the most. But yeah. Everybody say hi to Crony for me. Crony is super cool and awesome, and we sometimes talk about Vocaloid, and sometimes we talk about other silly stuff. And yeah, I really like him. He's a very cool person. And he is super nice and super kind. And he deserves the world. Yes, yes, yes. We gotta rate out to the Klongler. I'm glad people like the nickname the Kronkler. I don't know where it came from, but it's so funny. I just decided, yeah, he is the Kronkler. He is indeed the Kronkler. He krongles all over the place. So yeah, I'll see you guys Wednesday for more art streams. That time I'll be working on mostly commissions, but I'll also be like, probably brainstorming some merch stuff. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. I hope that you guys have a nice evening, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and that you have a nice start of the week. Yippee!